Hey everybody, welcome back. Hold on a second. Big old hair across the lens there. Anyway, hey guys, where to start? As you know, this month, there was the convention Mace this month. It was held the 13th through the 15th. It was on a weekend, and I was finally able to attend this year. But around this time, it was a bittersweet kind of thing. Very, very pardon my language, it was a fucked up timing, basically. Even though I was happy that I got to go to Mace, I had been saving up money and stuff. I finally got to go, but before going to Mace, y'all probably remember. Hopefully, y'all remember. In some of my previous videos, I showed my cat that had surgery, and turns out they removed a massive cancer from her stomach. Well, sadly, before Mace, we noticed that her breathing was, you could actually, normally, in my opinion, normally what I've seen, you can't tell, like, cats do not struggle to do hardly anything because they look like some lazy little shits. But this one, you could tell she was struggling a lot. So we had to take her to that, and sure enough, the cancer had spread and was pressing on her lungs and causing hardly any lung function. So while I was away doing some things for a family member, we had to have her put to sleep. So, yeah, that was. I've been trying my damnedest to deal with it because I've had that cat for over 10 years, I think, and it was for a while since that cat was unfazed. For a while, I actually thought the cat was going to outlive me. So it's kind of weird that she ain't around no more. But I mean, we all down here trying to make our best of it because even though she was a grumpy little thing, the whole family loved her. But anyway, back to Mace. Shortly after this, one of my buddies and me, I got one of my buddies involved in to go, and my D&D group wanted to go, but none of them could get off work in time because where they work, they have to have 2 weeks in advance, and I didn't know that Mace was even going to still happen down here, because we're in North Carolina, and North Carolina, yeah. If I could go any more southern with this shit. I break into some real hillbilly accents. Anyway, basically, I'm sorry, I got myself tickled by that. I don't know why. Okay. Me and my buddy, like I said, and the commissioner, governor, whatever the hell, the big shitbag that runs the place down here, there's rumored that he was knocking us back down to like a low level or a high level risk or something. Low level, high level risk, I can't remember. And we were going to basically go back to having nothing. There was a rumor about that. And I was just sitting there thinking, I was like, I may have to cause some violence. Because I already prepaid. And last year I could have got to go, but I was getting the symptoms of the flu. And I didn't want to be that dude that showed up at a convention to spread disease. Especially during this day and age. Probably get strapped to a pyre and set on fire at this point. Anywho, like I said, but it was still held, and me and my buddy, my buddy Chris, the guy from my real bad idea of a series where backseat crafting, where that big red-headed dude that I had with me, he was the guy. Anyway, we took a trip, went down there, got to a hotel, and it was very empty inside. So when we got in there, we thought for sure that we were at the wrong place. We were gonna walk in there looking like a bunch of dorks and be like, so I just walk up to the desk. I was like, "Hey, buddy, this might be a dumb question, but is this where that Mace thing is?" And the dude just happily goes, "Oh yes, it's downstairs." And I was like, "Oh boy, we don't have to get back in that car." Sadly, there wasn't that much going on this year due to COVID, because a lot of people just didn't want to take the risk, which I don't blame them, because it ain't, it ain't about, my own petty reasons about going because I just wanted to. Other people, they just didn't want to risk it, and that's fine. But I didn't see anybody that I know there. Met some really awesome people. Uh, Talked a lot of junk and gaming stuff with a bunch of other dorks, and it was just a real good time. There was like maybe less than 100 people attending the whole thing. At least that's what this one vendor dude and me were talking about. But they can't help it. People just didn't want to come out that day. My camera is locking on behind me. It's spooky. Also keeps locking onto this eyeball. I just did it again. Weird. Anywho, probably the lights. Anyway, spooky camera crap aside. Anyway, they had a pretty good number of vendors down there. All that stuff. But, I did try to take some pictures, but I didn't take a lot of pictures because, one, some of the vendors were just selling, like, board games and a few things like that. And some people I just don't think, I didn't want to be that guy going around taking pictures without permission. So I did manage to get a few pictures of something really cool because the dude that I got pictures of his stuff, like, I used to make this stuff. So you'll see it in a little while. But, yeah, let's roll on over here to the table before any more weird crap sidetracks me and all this other junk. And hopefully this video will be salvageable, and I can stop looking at the damn viewfinder instead of lens. Viewfinder, lens. That's where you are. I'm gonna stare at you. That's awkward enough. Let's just go to roll the table, and I'll show you guys what I blew money on and acted like a complete dork about. Let's go. Alrighty, everybody. Sorry if everything seems a little different here. I'm trying a different setup here. I'm using my phone as a camera because I'm too lazy to go get the other one. So we're going to try it on this way. Hopefully you can see everything. Alright. Just the typical paperwork stuff right here. Got the old lanyard here. Pretty cool. I'm going to put that up on the old wall next to Icewind Dale just for prosperity's sake and just because I like it. We got our little got a planner here, had all the games and stuff. And one thing I gotta say is this: I really like how in this day and age, like, there's still a sense of humor around because, like, the dwarf has the mask. So it's like the spell he's using is 6 feet aura of social distancing. People still have a pretty good sense of humor, and I like it. That's basically the reason why I say this, because I like the little joke in that. I'm real happy people still keep a sense of humor in these days, because, I mean, not only to deal with the, help keep, get everybody past the gloom and doom of the plague that is everywhere, is all the dang, this woke crap where you're not allowed to say jokes these days that are even, I mean, I understand it, if you're flat out going out and insulting people, there's a difference between that and just making a few jokes. But, like, a lot of people can't tell the difference these days. But back to the good stuff. Then they gave this right here out, and it was really freaking cool. I really love this. It's a little free poster of from the Hobbit movies, or the books. I think it's the books. Either one, it's still really freaking cool. There's actually in our little group, they gave us an extra one, so my nephew ended up getting one for his wall, and he likes it pretty good, because his favorite character in the movies and the books is, well, most of the movies, because he ain't read the books yet, but is Smaug. He loves Smaug from the movies, but I didn't have the heart to tell him what happens. Got some pretty cool things going on here. Hold on. Sorry about that, everybody. Sorry about that little jump there. People don't realize what the red sign on the door means. Yeah, I had to start putting a red sign on my door that says, what tells when I'm recording and when I'm not, and they apparently just decided to ignore it and just open the door anyway. well, recording with family, right? But anyway, as I said, my nephew got the extra one, and he is pretty happy about it. Like I said, he loves Smog, yada yada. All right, now on to I met a vendor, and this fella, his name. Sam Caldemire? Sam Caldemire? I'm probably mispronouncing that because I usually always am. But this is a business card because if you can't tell from the design, this old boy makes some chainmail. And as you can see in these pictures here, he is damn good at it. Sadly, I couldn't afford any of the stuff that he had, even though I really wanted some of this stuff. As you can see, it looks pretty badass. But like I said, I used to do this too. I got pretty far into my own projects, and I made a few bits of chainmail jewelry and things, but then I just kind of got into tabletop crafting, and that took over pretty much everything. But me and this dude, we sat down, we stood there and we talked for like hours, because everyone who knows me, I am a blabbering idiot. I will talk to anybody for hours about nothing, and then I will completely forget the whole point of why I even came there, and then go off and do the whole thing over again. I am just a babbling idiot. I will talk to people about nothing for hours. See, I even repeat myself, which means just completely forgot everything. But anyway, This is his business card. This is where you can find more of his work and get some of his stuff if you want it. I wanted to give this dude a little shout out because even though I couldn't afford anything, I felt bad for just like yakking his ear off with him for like hours and stuff, just being dorks and not buying anything, because I have a habit of doing that when I go to conventions. I will talk to people and then completely forget to even give them money or buy any of their art or their crafts and stuff, and just be a complete dumbass about it. So I wanted this time. Well, also, when I told him I had a YouTube channel, it was like, it was so damn cheesy. I always feel cheesy when I have to promote my own channel. So hopefully this makes up, gets him a little business, because he's damn good at it, as you can see in that stuff. And I really hope he succeeds. I really hope he gets more stuff. Also, there's a dude that is linked through his stuff that this dude also makes he makes LARP swords, and he makes wooden boats for D&D tabletop, and they come apart. I didn't get any pictures of it because I was too busy talking like a moron. But each section of the boat comes off, so you can have a versatile play on like the different floors of the boat, which was awesome, and I may be stealing some of these ideas. Also, the guy has for the sails and everything like that, they're all connected through magnets, which I don't know why I didn't think of that when I was building my boat, but that's something to learn for later on. Anywho, yes, those two dudes make some awesome stuff. Go to his page, you'll find the other guy. I'm sorry I didn't get his name, so buddy, if you're watching this, my bad. But yeah, go check these guys out. They are really freaking talented. They deserve all the praise, and hopefully y'all can go buy some of their stuff and make them, make their day. I hope that was good enough and I didn't butcher it too bad. But now on to the crap that I blew money on, and probably, well, I'm not gonna regret it. Once I get these painted up, it'll be worth it. We'll start off with something that probably you've already seen or probably already have on the internet. You've seen them on the internet or already have these. I ended up buying two of the new, well, they're new to me, the new WizKids sets. I got the Drow set because when I saw this guy right here, I just fell in love with the whole stance right there, because he's doing like the Drow equivalent of the Spirit Bomb, and he's just gonna mess up somebody's existence. I also like the Matron Mother or the Priestess here, because I have two Drow Matron Mothers, but they look exactly the same, and this one's good for adding a little variety. So, can't wait to paint these up. These are gonna look great. And then I got the Orc Adventurers. And these are just chock full of detail, and they look just epic. The the spellcaster is the one that sealed the deal and got me to buy it, because on the box art it just looked, they have like a skull paint on its face and it just looked awesome. Also, I can't quite be sure, but I'm pretty sure this is a female orc, which you don't see many. I mean, you see half orcs, but you don't see actual female orcs. So it is a female. I'm probably gonna use it as a female orc, or else this is just an orc with man titties. Either way, yeah, I was really happy to get these, because as soon as I saw the digital art online, which basically these, as you can see, that just looks epic as shit. That is like awesome, and that's what made me fall in love with this set. I was like, I have to have these sets. And then you got the drow set right here, and that is just awesome. I just love how these look. So that's what, I know I could have ordered these online, but I held out hope that I could get them at the at Mace, and sure enough, I did. Pretty much had to pay the same price, even with same price, but still, it was just cool to get out with my friends and find these and not have to do shipping times. Slide them over to the side. And to all of y'all resin printers, y'all probably know these fellas right here. Got like a orc shaman or a orc druid. A really cool detail. I did he was made of a solid green primer, but I wanted to go ahead and get him painted. I primed him because the others are of a see-through resin. But I just primed him just to get it out of the way. But he's got a little bird on his head. And right back here, in his hood, there's the nest where the birds' eggs are. I really love this. If y'all remember when I was building my friend's player characters, the one Shamu has a bird nest on his head, and this guy literally has a bird right there and a bird's nest in his back his little hoodie. So therefore, I was thinking these guys, these would be running buddies. Him and Shamu going through the woods, saving the forest and kicking ass, and then getting drunk. I could definitely see that. This one right here, one of my players in my Rime of the Frostman campaign, she's actually playing a Tabaxi bard. And this right here, I got it for myself because I just love the design of it. It looks so damn cool. And I know she's gonna immediately want to use this as her player character. Funny enough, this like all through here is hollow. It's like as you can see that little hole right there. It was wild because like I bought it and I didn't think nothing about it. But it's just hollow. You probably can't even hear that clicking, but yeah. I did use some old WizKids bases that I had laying around because I bought some. I actually got some bases with these, but they were too nice for me to put the minis on because they cover up too much of the details. So I'm going to use them as little objective markers or something. But yeah, these are going to be like awesome to paint up. And these two, I completely forgot. These two were actually from the same sets you can get online. It's I don't remember what. It's like a townsfolk set because you know me, I'm a sucker for townsfolk. This is the grandfather, and he just looks awesome. It's like a woodcutter, or like just an old Viking looking fella. He looks just really, really cool. And then this little cutie here is the granddaughter, and she looks a little nervous and stuff. That's pretty cool. The camera's picking up her face. Anyway, she looks a little shy and stuff, and she's dragging a teddy bear, and she just looks adorable. It's like a little, almost like Hansel and Gretel kind of thing. There is like 3 other minis to this set that you can get for 3D printing or resin printing. Like I said, if you have a resin printer and you buy STL files, you probably know these. So, no shocker there. So yeah, I blew money on resin minis because I love the sculpts. They were really cool. And I don't regret it now, but I'm gonna just paint them up and use them. The other things that I got with these minis was the person they had a deal going on where you get the mini, a base, and some little accessories. I'm going to show the bases because they are epic. I love this one because it's just a big chunky looking dwarven stone kind of thing. Just really cool. Like I said, I'm not even going to use these on the minis because like they would have just covered up all the detail. So yeah, I didn't want to cover up all the details. Got like a little path. It looks like a cobblestone path where someone just drawing stuff with a stick, or maybe put a sigil on the ground. I like it. This one for some reason feels rubbery, like it feels like rubber, but it's not. You know, it's resin, but it still feels that has that like rubbery feel, like an eraser. It's weird. This one right here is beautiful. Hopefully you can see it. It's got little leaves, like stone texture and all that kind of stuff. It's really pretty. I like it. Also like that green. Really like that green color. And this one is just beautiful. I might actually turn this into a pendant or maybe like a big old ring or something because I just love it. It's real pretty. Actually, I might even turn it into like a mage's table. Have like a little like crystal ball in the front, like here in the center. Have like a few things laying around like a gypsy table. I really like that. Now on to the accessories. You got a freaking adorable little backpack. I mean, this thing is like stupid levels of cute. It's so tiny. See, just so tiny. This is probably gonna go on the back of an adventurer or on a base somewhere, but most likely I'm gonna shave down the back and just glue it to something and actually make it their backpack. Then we got a little sword. Looks like something from Final Fantasy or World of Warcraft maybe. Made of a real pretty blue resin. Might try to keep the blade that blue color, make it like an ice weapon or something. Little experiments. Got another familiar here. Really great sculpt on this owl. Still got the big old antenna looking ears. Real pretty owl. See a little stump there. It's gonna be really good when I put it on a nice base and make it a actual usable in game. And then just one for shits and giggles. Once I get the rest of my tavern set up, it's a stack of dishes and cups. I'm gonna paint these up and put them on the thing. Put them on the shelves and such, like in the kitchen. Make it look like someone just has someone's just got a bunch of dishes that they gotta wash, or they set them out for later. You can hardly see the lines until you get in, shine a light right on them, but they're really cool. And now for the big money drop of this moment. To any of y'all dice goblins, y'all probably know this one. Yep. Can you guess what it is? Well, one thing, it is freaking pretty as hell. It even came with a stand, so that way it doesn't just roll across the table. But as you can see, it has two lines, and that's just not like manufacturing problems. It's a dice egg. Da, da, da. Can hold your dice. It's real pretty. Got the blue ones in there for our Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign. And then, ta-da! It holds two sets of dice. This is actually a new set of dice I picked up. Surprisingly, I got these at the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree. On the way back from Mace, in fact, we stopped at... Well, after we got back from Mace, the next day, I stopped at the Dollar Tree and I saw them. And as you know, I mean, they look just as good as these other ones. It's wild. And they're a nice coppery color, which goes really well with the bronze or copper, or whatever this is. And it's held together pretty well with magnets. See? Also, yes, that clicking. I was doing that the whole car ride home. I could not stop. The guy who sold me this is also the same guy who sold me this pile of resin. So, yeah, you can say he was a good salesman, and it didn't have anything to do with the fact he was dressed as a pirate. I'm just kidding. But yeah, the dude was a good salesman. He was also one of the people that I talked a lot of crap with about being dorks and stuff, and I doubled back after looking at everything at Mace, and I just fell in love with some of the stuff and I had to buy it because, like I said, that's usually how you do. Yeah, that's usually how you do your first time going somewhere. You just get swept up in things and then you blow a lot of money. Which, what am I talking about? I'm just gonna blow a lot of money no matter where I go. Because I like supporting other dorks and their dorky behaviors. But yeah, this is just really cool. I sadly did not get the name of his shop, so my bad, bro. I'm having a mental blank here since I'm doing this video a week after Mace. But like I said, shit happens. But yeah, I am very happy with these. My players will be very excited to see this, and they'll probably want one. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little filler video of my first time at Mace. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully we'll actually get some. Hopefully we'll actually do some more building some stuff, and yeah, I'll see you guys then. Hopefully things will be on better circumstances. See you.